Hi everyone, Tom Jodzio, howtobuildawebsite.com. I want to talk a little bit about how to build a website using WordPress. And I refer to them as WordPress websites and not a content management website. It really should be a content management website, but WordPress is technically a weblog. So if you're not familiar with a content management system, real quick, a content management system just allows you to log into the back of your website and edit the content yourself, the text and the images and things like that. Very simple and easy to do. There's a lot of other content management systems out there, CMSs, and they just don't have the kind of functionality and following that WordPress has. I think WordPress started as a weblog and because of a blogging system, and it developed into a very, very powerful CMS system, but its roots were in weblog. You don't have to use the blogging feature of WordPress to have a content management website. It's just got that ability built into it, and it's bar none the best out there to use. So I refer to them just as WordPress websites. The easiest way to get by and remember that. Beyond the actual control and flexibility of using a WordPress website is the SEO potential of these sites. Google, Yahoo, Bing, everybody loves the way the code's written on these websites, so they're very SEO friendly. They have great plugins that you can install that really add to the SEO functionality of the CMS system. So it's bar none the best system you're going to be able to use. So if we're going to start with building a website using WordPress, the first thing you're going to need to do is have a host or a hosting company that offers this as a default one script install or something in the back end of their control panel. Now, I have a list of the top 3 that I recommend. I've been through pretty much all the hosts out there, and you really want a professional web hosting environment, not something like GoDaddy or NetSol or anything like that. You want to be using a professional web company. HostGator, probably my number 1 choice. One-on-one Hosting is another one I recommend, and they have got a lot of control and flexibility, a lot of other really great tools that are available in one-on-one hosting. And then Bluehost, another really top-notch hosting company you can use. Those 3 I would stick with. There's a ton of other hosting companies out there, but right now those 3 are, with support and cost and the functionality of what you get in them, there's nothing better out there. Now, once you actually have a host, you choose one, you say, I want to use HostGator, say. They're going to ask you for a domain name. If you have a domain name that you already like or you know of one, then go ahead and put that in and go with it. If you already have a domain name, then it'll transfer over. It's a pretty seamless process. If you don't have a domain name, I'd recommend using something like Network Solutions to find the domain name. Now, you just go to networksolutions.com, and then you'd go ahead and they allow you to put in 10 domain names at the same time. So you just search for a bunch, and really what you're looking for is the .com. Don't get the .biz and .org. There's nothing else really but the .com. So put a couple of words together, find what it is you're looking for, and come up with a nice .com. Then once you have that name, don't buy it at Network Solutions and don't get the hosting and all that stuff there. Just find that name and then bring it back to HostGator or whatever, and go ahead and put that name in and hook up your hosting environment. Once you get that hosting environment set up, you're going to get the ability to log into your host account. And in there, it's called a cPanel. And in your cPanel, you're going to have the ability to install WordPress. And all the ones that I've mentioned do have that ability in the back, and they're very simple to do. It's just a couple of step process, and you'll have that installed. I'll cover that in another video. I don't want to do that and get in depth on that, but it's a very simple, easy way to get WordPress installed. Once WordPress is installed on there, you're good to go. you already have you have your WordPress site, you have the back end where you can log in and change the content, do whatever you want to do, and you have your domain name pointed to it. The only issue you're going to have at this point is the way it looks. Now, WordPress comes with a default look, and most people really aren't very happy with the way WordPress looks at default. So then you have a couple options. The first option you're going to want to look at is maybe you installing a template, or WordPress calls them themes. There's a huge community of online free themes at WordPress that you can just install yourself very simply. Again, another video will show you how to actually do that. So you can go and get a free theme if you want. Now, they're not the most professional in the world because they're free, but there are some really nice ones out there that'll give you a really good look. Another option is to actually go and purchase a theme. There's a couple of companies I recommend that have really good professional looks on their themes. You buy these and go ahead and just go into the back end and install them, and boom, you're done. You got a really nice, slick-looking website. If you don't want to go that method, maybe you want to keep changing it and evolving it and modifying it yourself, the next option would be to use something called Artister. And Artister is actually an application that you download to your computer. It costs about maybe $100, but it gives you a lot of the control over whether you want 2 columns, 3 columns, you want the header this way, you want round corners on it, you want it this wide. It gives you a lot of that kind of control and flexibility. Once you build it the way you like it on locally on your computer, it creates the theme package for you that you then upload and install into the WordPress backend. Again, another video we'll cover later. Artister is a great tool. I've used that for years now, and for banging out some really fast websites, and it's super easy. But it also has added functionality. It does Drupal, it does Joomla, and it also builds just standard websites too. It's a good system. The third option, the last option here, is installing something called Thesis. Thesis is a little bit more expensive of the options of modifying the look of WordPress, but the control and flexibility you get out of Thesis, because it's not something you download to your computer and then install, and you have to install a theme. You're actually working from within WordPress, modifying the way it looks. So you're not having to go back and keep reinstalling a theme and doing all this stuff. It's just the functionality is built into the administration area of WordPress. If you can go the way of using Thesis, I would highly recommend that, because it'll serve you better down the road, and the learning curve is a little bit higher in it, but the control that you'll get out of it in the long run, and trust me, you're gonna want to do things that are not going to be available in any of the other methods, except for using something like Thesis. And the next step beyond Thesis is to actually edit the code yourself. Thesis you don't even have to touch code in Thesis, so it's as close as you can get to editing code without actually editing code as you can get. So anyway, those are the ways to do it. WordPress fits 90% of all small businesses looking to build their own website, and I would highly recommend using a system like this. We'll do a couple more videos and cover over some of the more intricate processes of maybe installing it and doing some of the modifications to the design, stuff like that. So anyway, enjoy, and hopefully we'll see you online.